It was our first time in Japan and we went on a 7-day journey from Tokyo to Osaka. But instead of taking the usual touristy Tokaido Shinkansen route, we took the less road travel to the Hokuriku region and into Japan's sea coast and the beautiful Japanese Alps. Our journey starts at Narita Airport, covering 7 cities and small towns in 7 days via the Hokuriku Shinkansen. It's a pretty packed itinerary, but we had so much fun and memorable experiences along the way. I'm Ralph with my wife Det. Join us as we travel from Tokyo to Osaka along the Hokuriku region and experience a different, more zen side of Japan full of rich culture and natural beauty. Day 1. We took the Narita Express from Narita Airport to our hotel in central Tokyo and started our day in Asakusa, where we visited Tokyo's most oldest and sacred temple, Sensoji Temple. Sensoji is known for its large gate with a huge hanging red lantern, which is also the symbol of Asakusa. It's a symbolic icon of Japan's tourism and can be seen in many places. Next is Nakamise Shopping Street, where you can buy souvenirs and try some of the local Asakusa foods like this cake-filled red bean similar to a taiyaki. When entering a shrine or temple, it is customary to wash hands as a symbolic purification before worshipping. Our guide also showed us how people worship. You bow twice, clap twice, bow once, and make a wish. You can also try your fortune here. If you got a bad one, you have to tie it on the rack to prevent it from happening. Our next stop was the melon pan, which is also popular in Asakusa. It doesn't taste like melon, but just how it looks. We had one with green tea ice cream and it was really good. After a quick snack, we headed to Kappabashi Dogugai, a shopping district specializing in kitchenware and food replicas. Our last stop in Asakusa is the Tokyo Sky Tree, which is the tallest building in Japan, used mainly for broadcasting. We didn't have time to go up to the observatory, but I'm sure it would be amazing, especially at night, and it's said that on a clear day, you can see as far as Mount Fuji. From Asakusa, we headed over to Shinjuku to have our first sushi in Japan, but we're not just ordering and eating it. We're gonna make it with Chef Kazuki-san at Yachiyo Sushi Bar. Sushi is one of the most famous iconic Japanese dishes. We learned 5 styles of sushi such as sushi over rice called nigiri, rolls called maki, and a large cone-shaped roll wrapped in seaweed called temaki. All styles of sushi are tasty and it was really fun and memorable experience. After a filling meal at Shinjuku, we headed to Shibuya. Of course, no trip to Tokyo is complete without doing the Shibuya crossing and a visit to the Hachiko statue. After we strolled, we wanted more sushi, so we tried the sushi conveyor belt at Katsumidori Seibu. Next, we went to Ginza, the shopping district of Tokyo. I recommend spending a few days in Tokyo if you want to shop because there's a lot. We just browsed for a bit and then tried more Japanese foods like the Japanese curry with mackerel in Tokyo Plaza, and also had puffer fish in deep-fried and sashimi versions. And that wraps up our day 1 in Tokyo. Tomorrow we'll head over to the onsen baths and see the snow monkeys in a small town called Shibu Onsen, located in the Nagano prefecture. Day 2. It takes about 2.5 hours from Tokyo to Shibu Onsen, and we're taking our first bullet train on this journey, the Hokuriku Shinkansen, from Tokyo to Nagano Station, and then taking an express bus to Shibu Onsen. Tokyo Station has a shop called Ekibenya Matsuri that sells ekiben from all over Japan in one place, and this was our favorite thing to do before boarding a bullet train. We chose the classic and most recommended ekibens because there's so much variety to choose from with no English description and only photos of what's inside. Often, each bento is unique to the regional location of the train station and features the culinary specialties of the area. Ekiben can only be purchased at train stations and they don't sell it inside the Shinkansen. We took a little side trip to Nagano and tried the apple pies at Beni Beni, which was really good. Not too sweet and very flaky. Back at Nagano Station, we took the express bus to Snow Monkey Park, where we'll be dropped off the parking lot and we had to walk about 30 minutes to the park entrance. This is the only place where you can see monkeys bathing in hot springs. We arrived close to their feeding time and all of them got out of the hot spring bath to eat. It was a long walk going back and we stopped by Enza Cafe and tried their local soft serve apple ice cream and apple turnovers, which were both so good. After a really tiring day, we check into our ryokan, which is a traditional Japanese inn, and we highly recommend staying at least one ryokan on your trip. It's definitely one of the highlights of our trip to Japan. Shibu Onsen is famous for its hot springs bath called onsen, and it's so relaxing to dip, especially because it was freezing outside. Just don't forget to rinse before getting in the onsen. In Shibu Onsen, there are 9 public onsen baths called sotoyu, and if you're staying in one of the ryokans, they'll give you the master key to open all 9 onsen baths. After the bath, we strolled the streets in our yukata and went to one of the shooting arcades, which was really fun. Most of the shops and restaurants are closed because Japan just recently reopened. Ramen Tokumi was open and we had ramen, gyoza, and fried rice, which were all good. We headed back to our hotel for our first kaiseki dinner and celebrated Dad's birthday. Every dish was intricately prepared and too pretty to eat. And while we're having dinner, the staff prepares our room for bedtime with Japanese-style futon. It's time to say goodnight for now, and tomorrow, we'll wake up early to go to the scenic and atmospheric riverside town of Takayama. Day 3. It's time to say goodbye to Shibu Onsen, and we woke up early for a 4.5-hour journey to Takayama. From Shibu Onsen Yudanaka Station, we took the express train back to Nagano, take the Hokuriku Shinkansen to Toyama, and finally taking the Hida Express train to Takayama. We saw this vast cheesecake vending machine at Nagano Station and got one, and it was really good. Of course, you got ekibens for this long journey, and enjoyed a very scenic ride to Takayama filled with fall colors, Japanese Alps, and rivers. I personally like Takayama. I just find it to have beautiful old streets and houses that gave me that real Japanese vibe without the crowds. Takayama is built around the beautifully preserved Sanmachi Suji district and features Meiji-era inns and hillside shrines as well as incredible natural scenery. In Takayama, you need to try 2 things, Hida beef and sake. Hida beef is a type of wagyu specifically in the Gifu prefecture where Takayama is, and Takayama is also famous for its high-quality sake produced all over Japan. Our next stop is at Ebisu, where we'll try their handmade buckwheat noodles called soba, perfect for Takayama's cold weather. Next we went to Takayama Festival Floats Exhibition Hall. Takayama is well known for its spring and fall festival, and it's considered one of the most beautiful festivals in Japan. We stumbled upon this small shop at Kinokote Uji which sells Hida beef sushi. The Hida beef is blowtorched and the gunkan is topped with egg yolk and served over an umami rice cracker. This is the best thing I've ever ate. Our next stop is at Takayama Culture Experience Hall, where you get to experience making local arts and crafts such as weaving animal figures with wooden strips perfect for souvenirs. Next, we went to Takayama Jinya, which is the only historic government office still in existence. It was built for Takayama's lord and made into a provincial office of the shogunate. Of course, we went for more local foods such as Hida beef bun, rice crackers, and tried different mochis like dango, gohei mochi, and one of our favorites, the warabi mochi at Kamakura. This is the best warabi mochi in our entire trip. Warabi mochi is deliciously chewy, jelly-like mochi dipped in kinako. We also had matcha milk tea with warabi mochi. Another day, another stay at the ryokan at Ryokan Asunaro. I really like this ryokan, the location is perfect near the old town Takayama. We change into our yukata and have a very delicious kaiseki dinner which includes Hida beef soup. Tomorrow we'll visit Takayama Morning Market before heading over to our next destination, the UNESCO World Heritage Village of Shirakawa-go. Day 4. We started our day by visiting Takayama's Morning Market, one of Japan's biggest morning markets. We had fun interacting with the locals, buying souvenirs, and trying an espresso served in cookie cups. We're now off to our next destination, Shirakawa-go. It's about an hour bus ride, and we boarded the Nohi bus at Takayama Station. The UNESCO World Heritage Site of Shirakawa-go is famous for its traditional gasho-zukuri farmhouses with roofs that resembles hands in prayer. The roofs were made without nails and can withstand large amounts of heavy snow during winter. We strolled the streets and were glad to see another Hida beef sushi, but this time with Shirakawa-go Yuma pork served on a potato cracker. Most people only do day trips to Shirakawa-go, but would it be nice to spend a night at a World Heritage Site? We're excited to stay in one of the farmhouses at Yukichi. Our host Sipu welcomed us, and we're the only guests staying for the night, and she really took good care of us. We had a wonderful kaiseki dinner that Sipu and her husband prepared, which includes grilled fish, beef soup, and tempura. It was definitely one of the most memorable stays we've ever had. Shops close at 5 p.m, so we're just gonna stay and enjoy being in this World Heritage farmhouse and also catch up on sleep, so good night for now. Day 5. Before we head to our next destination, Kanazawa, we woke up to this incredible breakfast, which includes a huge pot of miso soup that was really good and we're so full. After breakfast, we strolled for a bit, but the shops don't open until 9 a.m, and it's sadly time to say goodbye to Shirakawa-go and to our lovely host Sipo. From Shirakawa-go station, we took the Nohi bus to Kanazawa, which was about an hour and 40 minutes. Once again, it was a scenic ride and we enjoyed these cookies we got from one of the stores in Shirakawa-go. We have arrived at Kanazawa Station. We're gonna visit two of its famous attractions, Omicho Market and Kenrokuen Garden. You can find all kinds of stuff at Omicho Market, but there's a special emphasis on seafood, and now is crab season. We went around the market and tried a couple of dishes including deep fried skewered scallops, crab, uni, and sashimi that was really cheap. This was about $4 and it's so fresh and delicious. We also tried local craft beer, which was really good. We also visited Kanazawa Castle, which was about a 10-minute walk from Omicho Market, and I was really impressed by how beautiful their Zen garden is with the fall colors. It looks really amazing. Our next stop is at the iconic Kenrokuen Garden, one of Japan's 3 best landscape gardens, and by many considered the most beautiful of them all. Kanazawa is the gold leaf capital of Japan, and we went to Kenzote Tea House and had green tea parfait covered in gold leaf, as well as soft serve matcha ice cream also covered in gold leaf. We didn't stay for a night in Kanazawa, and we took the evening Shinkansen to Kyoto. We had ramen at Kanazawa Station before we board our train to Kyoto, and of course with our ekibens. Day 6. From Kanazawa Station, it takes about 2 hours and 20 minutes via the Thunderbird Shinkansen. Last night we arrived in Kyoto, and we stayed in this boutique hotel in the Gion district. I highly recommend staying here. It's close to the charming streets of Kyoto like the Ninenzaka and the Hokkenji temple that Kyoto is known for. We started our day at Fushimi Inari, known for its thousands of torii gates. Torii is the gate found at most Shinto shrine entrances. It marks a portal into a sacred space. This shrine is dedicated to Inari, the Shinto god of rice. We took the bus to Kiyomizudera Temple, where you can have a view of the city of Kyoto and see amazing fall colors from its wooden terrace. We sampled Kyoto's local mochi, the yatsuhashi. It's a triangular-shaped mochi usually filled with red bean. Our next stop is at Nishiki Market, and we walk about 20 minutes, passing by charming streets and parks. Nishiki Market is known as Kyoto's kitchen. We had grilled seafood, a bowl of sashimi, and other local foods. After lunch, we became a samurai warrior for a day, which was really cool. It's inside a real samurai house, and we learned about the history of the samurais. We even saw a real samurai armor. It was our first time handling a real katana sword, and I think we did a great job. We did our own food tour in the afternoon, and we want to try foods that are local to Kyoto. Our first stop is to try the tofu dishes at Mamehachi Honten in Pontocho. Next, we went to Sohonke Nishin to try the Nishin Soba, which is buckwheat noodles with dried herring simmered in soy sauce. Sohonke Nishin opened in 1861 and is the very first restaurant that started serving Nishin Soba. Next, we tried Saba Sushi at Chidorete. It's a type of sushi topped with delicious fresh mackerel, marinated and seasoned just perfectly. And lastly, we had green tea desserts at the nearby Chujiri. After a day full of eating, we strolled the streets of the geisha district Gion at night. And tomorrow we're heading to our final destination, the lively city of Osaka. Day 7. Before we head over to our final destination, Osaka, we're partaking in a kimono wearing experience and walk the charming streets of Gion. After the fun kimono wearing experience, we left Kyoto behind and took the Shinkansen to Osaka, which takes about 45 minutes. What a better way to end this trip than to a visit to the food paradise of Osaka. We visited the Osaka Castle built by a powerful feudal lord. Ride the elevator up to the 8th floor and you'll be rewarded with great views over the city. Our first food stop is at Kushikatsu Daruma for deep fried skewered meat and veggies. The next stop is the iconic dish of Osaka, the takoyaki. These are round balls of fluffy dough smothered with takoyaki sauce and a piece of octopus meat at the center. Our final food stop is at Hozenji Yokocho for okonomiyaki, a popular pan-fried dish similar to a pancake and consists of batter, cabbage, and meat. And for our final night in Japan, we walked around Dotonbori and saw eye-catching signage and large billboards, but the most famous is the Glico Man above Episobashi Bridge. It's now time to say our sayonara to Japan and conclude our amazing 7-day adventure from Tokyo to Osaka via the less road-traveled Hokuriku region. I hope this video was helpful and gave inspiration if you're planning a trip to Japan. Arigatou gozaimasu. Thanks for watching.